Hi, I'm Piper. I've spent 18 years trying to be the perfect daughter for a woman who measures love in Instagram likes and country club memberships. The night everything changed started like most evenings at our house, with my mother Diana freaking out about impressing people who didn't actually care about us. Those water spots on the crystal are still visible. Do it again. Diana hovered over me as I polished the same glass for the third time. Her pearls matched her teeth, expensive and unnaturally perfect. I've been at this for an hour. The Andersons won't inspect our glassware with a magnifying glass. Don't be dramatic. Robert Anderson sits on the hospital board. If your father wants that promotion, everything needs to be flawless. I moved to the kitchen to finish preparing the appetizers. The knife slipped while I was chopping vegetables. My hand hit the granite countertop, and the blade sliced deep across my palm. Mom, I need help! Blood poured everywhere. All over the counter, the floor, my clothes. Diana appeared in the doorway and her face twisted with disgust. Are you kidding me right now? They'll be here in 20 minutes. I think I need stitches. I grabbed a kitchen towel, trying to stop the bleeding. You can't go to the ER now. What about dinner? I'm bleeding everywhere. Look what you've done to my tiles. That grout will never come clean. She looked at her watch. Just wrap it up tight. We'll deal with it after everyone leaves. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Mom, it's really deep. Not now, Piper. Go clean yourself up and change. And stay upstairs during cocktails. Your hand will make people uncomfortable. She turned away, and I stumbled after her, blood seeping through the towel. When I reached the foyer, the doorbell rang. They're early, Diana hissed, then physically pushed me toward the stairs. Go! Mom, please! She slammed the door in my face. I actually heard her say through the wood, You're ruining everything. Again! I called Tessa from my bathroom while trying to bandage my hand. Holy shit, Piper. Take a picture and I'll come get you. My dad will be home any minute. Maybe he'll help. But when Dad arrived with the wine Diana had forgotten, I heard their conversation from the top of the stairs. Marcus, thank God you're here. Piper had some accident in the kitchen. Can you check on her after you change? The Andersons just pulled up. Is she okay? At least he asked. Drama as usual. Just hurry. Dad knocked on my door 20 minutes later, already in his dinner jacket. Your mother says you cut yourself? I unwrapped the soaked towel. His face went pale. Jesus, that needs stitches. Yeah, I know. Let me talk to your mother. Don't bother. She already made it clear dinner is more important. He sighed that familiar sigh, the one that said he wouldn't be standing up to her tonight either. I'll take you after dessert. Just keep pressure on it. I texted Alex, my brother who escaped to college 3 years ago and rarely came home. Mom locked me upstairs bleeding because I'd ruined her dinner party. New low. He responded immediately, taking screenshots, adding it to the file. This ends when you turn 18, I promise. 2 more months. What file? I texted back. The one that's going to set you free and make her pay. 2 days after the dinner party fiasco, I met Alex at a coffee shop downtown. My hand was wrapped in actual medical bandages now. Dad finally took me for stitches around midnight after the Andersons left. 12 stitches. Doctor said I was lucky it didn't hit any tendons. Alex clenched his jaw. This isn't just controlling behavior anymore, Piper. It's neglect. That's why I started keeping records. He slid his laptop across the table and opened a folder labeled Diana's Greatest Hits. You've been documenting everything? Since I was 15. Screenshots, recordings, photos, dates. I knew nobody would believe us without proof. I scrolled through years of incidents. Holidays ruined, gaslighting, manipulations. Alex had meticulously cataloged everything. Remember when she told everyone you couldn't attend Grandma's funeral because you were too emotionally unstable? Yeah, but really she just didn't want me to mess up her grieving daughter performance. Exactly. Add your stuff too. When you turn 18, we can decide what to do with it. I downloaded the files and started my own log that night. Every cruel comment, every manipulation, all of it went into the record. The next morning, Diana was acting like nothing happened. The hospital charity gala is next weekend. I bought you a dress. I'm not going. She froze. Excuse me? I have plans with Tessa. Cancel them. This is important for your father's career. So was stopping my bleeding, but that wasn't important enough. Her eyes narrowed. I don't appreciate your attitude. You're coming to the gala. No, I'm not. Fine. Then I'll have to reconsider paying for that photography program you want. I felt my stomach drop. The summer program at NYU was my ticket to a portfolio for college applications. You're threatening my future because I won't be your prop? Don't be dramatic. I'm just pointing out that family support goes both ways. That night I called Tessa, but she sounded weird. Hey, about Saturday. I can't make it. What? Why not? My mom got a call from yours about some volunteer committee thing. She's insisting I go. The pieces clicked. Diana called your mom, didn't she? Silence then. Yeah. She said you were going through a phase and pushing everyone away, that we should give you space. I was furious. She's been doing this to all my friends, hasn't she? Remember Jake from sophomore year? Your mom told his parents you were using drugs. It all made horrible sense. Why Jake suddenly stopped calling. Why my lab partner switched seats. Why college visits always somehow conflicted with party invitations. I confronted Diana that evening in her home office. You've been sabotaging my friendships. She barely looked up from her planner. I've been protecting you from bad influences. Tessa told me everything. And Jake from sophomore year? You told his parents I was on drugs. You were hanging out with him too much. Your grades were slipping. That's not your decision to make. You've been isolating me on purpose. Don't raise your voice at me. I'll raise it all I want. You're trying to control my entire life. She stood up suddenly. Everything I do is for this family's benefit. You're just too selfish to see it. Selfish? I'm covered in stitches because you cared more about dinner than me bleeding out. Get out of my office! No, I'm done letting you manipulate me. Diana moved toward me, her face twisted with rage. I said get out! She shoved me hard. I stumbled backwards, hitting the bookshelf. A framed photo crashed to the floor. We both stared at the shattered glass. Something had broken between us too. Something that could never be fixed. The shattered photo lay between us. A family portrait where we all wore fake smiles. You pushed me, I whispered, recording everything on my phone in my pocket. Diana immediately switched tactics. You fell. I would never push you. Are you trying to make people think I'm abusive now? I backed out of the room, straight to my car, and drove to Alex's apartment. Tessa met us there 20 minutes later. She actually shoved you? Tessa examined the bruise forming on my shoulder. Got it all recorded, too. I played the audio. Alex paced the room. This is good, but not enough. Diana is an expert at spinning stories. What's her biggest fear? Tessa asked. Losing her social status. Alex and I said simultaneously. Then that's our target. Tessa pulled out a notebook. Who's the most influential person in her circle? Elaine Westbrook. She practically runs the hospital charity board. Alex snapped his fingers. And Diana is desperate to be the next board chair. We spent hours crafting our plan. I would play the perfect daughter while documenting everything. We'd set up situations where Diana's mask would slip in front of people who mattered. Are you sure you're okay going back there? Tessa asked. 2 more months until I'm 18. I can handle it. I returned home the next morning with a new compliant attitude that immediately set Diana on edge. I've decided you're right about the gala, I told her sweetly. I'd love to help with the preparations. Her eyes narrowed. What are you up to? Nothing. I realized you were right. Family support goes both ways. Over the next 2 weeks, I became Diana's shadow. I volunteered for the charity committee, attended her lunches, helped with preparations, all while setting our trap. I accidentally invited Elaine to our house when I knew Diana would be stressed about the catering. Elaine, what a surprise, Diana said when she found us in the living room. Piper mentioned you needed help with the auction items. I brought some catalogs. How thoughtful. Diana shot me a look that could kill. Once Elaine was in the kitchen, Diana cornered me. I didn't approve this. You know I don't let people see the house before events. I thought you'd be pleased. Elaine has connections to everyone. Next time, clear it with me first. Elaine appeared in the doorway. Everything okay? Perfect! Diana plastered on her smile. But as the gala approached, Diana's perfect facade began slipping. Elaine witnessed her snapping at caterers, dismissing volunteers, and once criticizing me for looking too tired in front of potential donors. Even Dad started noticing. Your mother seems especially tense lately, he commented one evening. Maybe because she can't control everything anymore. What do you mean? Have you ever noticed how she treats me differently when no one's watching? Something flickered in his eyes. I've been working a lot. That's not an excuse, Dad. The night before the gala, Diana was frantically reviewing her speech when I brought up Elaine. By the way, Elaine asked about that time I needed stitches. Diana froze. What did you tell her? The truth, that I cut myself and you wouldn't let me get medical help until after your dinner party. You did what? Her voice rose dangerously. She seemed really concerned. Said something about mandatory reporting. Diana grabbed my arm. You will fix this tomorrow. Tell her you exaggerated. Or what? You'll threaten my college fund again? Push me into another bookshelf? Her eyes widened as she realized she was being recorded again. Tomorrow at the gala, everything would change. The grand ballroom sparkled with champagne flutes and designer gowns. Diana was in her element, working the room like a politician. There's Elaine, Alex whispered. He'd arrived as my surprise, +1. Perfect timing. I nodded to Tessa, who was posing as a server for the evening. Tessa approached Elaine with a tablet. Excuse me, Mrs. Westbrook? There's a video you should see regarding the Thompson family donation. I watched as Elaine's expression changed from confusion to shock while viewing our compilation. The recording of Diana shoving me, her refusal to help when I was bleeding, threats about my college fund, and testimonials from Alex and others. Diana spotted us huddled together and hurried over. Elaine, so glad you could make it. Elaine handed the tablet back to Tessa. I was just learning some disturbing things about you, Diana. What are you talking about? Your daughter showed me evidence of abuse that's been going on for years. Diana laughed nervously. Piper has always been dramatic. You know how teenagers are. I also have a recording of you shoving me into a bookshelf, I said loudly enough for nearby guests to hear. And I have years of documented incidents, Alex added, stepping forward. Diana's smile vanished. Alex, what are you doing here? Supporting my sister. Something you never did for either of us. A small crowd had gathered. Dad pushed through, confusion on his face. What's going on? Elaine turned to him. Marcus, did you know your wife refused to take your daughter for medical attention while she was bleeding severely? She said it wasn't serious. Show him, I told Tessa, who played the recording of Diana saying, You can't go to the ER now. What about dinner? Dad's face drained of color. Diana, tell me this isn't true. They're manipulating things. Piper has been sabotaging me for weeks. Like you sabotaged my friendships? Told Jake's parents I was on drugs? I stepped closer. Or threatened my college fund when I wouldn't be your perfect prop? Diana grabbed my arm, fingers digging in. You ungrateful little... Let go of her! Dad pried her hand off me. You're choosing her side? Diana hissed. I'm choosing to stop ignoring what's happening in my own home. Diana looked around at the stunned faces of her social circle. This is ridiculous. Piper has mental issues. She's making this all up. Then explain this. Alex projected photos of my stitched hand onto the wall screen meant for the charity presentation. The medical report clearly showing the 12-hour delay in treatment. And this. The audio of her shoving me played next. Diana lunged toward the projector. Turn that off. Security, Elaine called. Please escort Mrs. Thompson out. You can't do this to me. This is my event. Not anymore, Elaine said coldly. And as a mandatory reporter, I'll be contacting authorities about child abuse. 2 weeks later, I moved into Alex's apartment. Diana faced a restraining order and charges for physical abuse and medical neglect. Her social standing evaporated overnight. Dad filed for divorce and joined us for dinner every week, rebuilding our relationship without Diana's toxic presence. "I'm sorry I didn't protect you both," he said over pizza one night. "You're protecting us now," Alex replied. As for me, I started therapy and applied to photography schools, paid for by my own trust fund that Diana could no longer touch. What's your breaking point with toxic family members? At what moment do you think it becomes necessary to stop forgiving and start holding them accountable? Was it when Diana slammed the door while Piper was bleeding? When she threatened her college fund? Or when she physically shoved her? If you connected with Piper's story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more compelling stories about overcoming difficult relationships. Your comments help our community grow, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on where you would have drawn the line with someone like Diana.